like her time unfilled. Joey works real hard, then comes and stresses with his pills. Nina sings the songs to try to fill the hole inside. Everybody's got some pain that they are trying to hide. Everybody's got some pain that they are trying to hide. And everybody thinks that they're the only one. They're the tragic, suffering hero feeling so alone. Nobody's got a monopoly on these things called joy and pain. Everyone's just trying to laugh and do the best they can. Everyone's just trying to laugh and do the best they can. Everyone's just trying to laugh and do the best they can. Eddie chases fame so that he can feel love. Patty prays each day for guidance from her Lord above. Amy hopes her kids will finally fill her with some pride. Everybody's got some pain that they are trying to hide. Everybody's got some pain that they are trying to hide. Oh, and everybody thinks that they're the only one. They're the tragic, suffering hero feeling so alone. Nobody's got a monopoly on these things called joy and pain. Everyone's just trying to laugh and do the best they can. Everyone's just trying to laugh and do the best they can. Everyone's just trying to laugh and do the best they can. Oh, 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 when you feel alone and your heart crawls up inside, remember everybody's got some pain they're trying to hide. Nobody's got a monopoly on these things called joy and pain. Everyone's just trying to laugh and do the best they can. Everyone's just trying to laugh and do the best they can. Everyone's just trying to laugh and do the best we can. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to turn it over. Miss Colleen's got the Roman mic. Question, answers. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll be able to answer all your questions, but I'll do my best. Questions? Comments? Yes?
On that last slide you had up, you had a bullet point called altruism.
Oh, right, I didn't mention altruism.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, yes. Altruism, it's another what I call, well, not what I call, what Irv Yalom calls therapeutic factors. And what I was talking about in that last piece is that also when we reach out and we help others and we look other people in the eye and we reach out to others, there's a therapeutic factor called altruism. In other words, when we help other people, it helps lighten our own load. It makes us feel better about our own pain when we reach out to others. I mean, I find when I walk around daily and just talk to people and, you know, about their pain, it makes me feel better. It kind of lightens our load by helping others. So, yeah, thanks. Questions, comments? Okay, we've got one here and then one back there.
Nancy, that was a magnificent presentation.
Oh, thank you.
Proud of you.
Oh, thank thank you. Okay.
And well acted, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I was born in Middle East, in areas where religion has great influence. And they glorify after death, heaven, even here, join his God. How much this making, no, especially where their life is so hard, why don't you want to go join Lord, having great time? How much this sort of aspect of the culture, this attitude, this over and over telling people that after death, instead of living. Now, since I have a psychologist, an expert on the stage, I want to answer.
So your question is, how much of this feeling of glorifying after death leads to suicide?
Joining God and going
Well,
to be...
actually, it's funny because there is a line, I didn't talk about that, but there is a line of research, there's two lines of research with suicidal behavior. And one is the distress research, but then is the other that, we hear a lot about people like suicide, people who kill, for altruistic reasons. So there is that subset, yes, of people who kill themselves for the feeling of, I'm doing good. I'm doing good to go, I'm killing for a cause, and perhaps going to be with God or be with, yeah. So there is that, and that's a totally different camp. Yeah, that's a totally different perspective. But yeah, that exists as well. So I hope that answers your question. Okay.
I have a comment. I hardly agree with you when the theme of this is let's talk about it. Most of these people, in a few years, if you graduate, will go out and get a job. And when you want to talk to somebody, be sure that this person is trustworthy. But the people are more enlightened than they used to be, but there are some who would take the action and fire you because you were not able to control yourself. So I want to caution all these people who are going to graduate to be sure, if you're going to talk about it, be sure it's somebody that you can trust that will listen and not spread it around.
It's a good point. Yeah, and we can't trust everyone. Unfortunately, in an ideal world, I wish we could, but there are some people who would hold it against us. That's a good point. But I'm an idealist. I would hope that we could change the world and everybody would be, responsive and sympathetic. But as someone mentioned earlier, that's not always the case. Yeah.
What would you give to somebody who's trying to reach out and help a friend, but they just keep trying to push you away?
I would say keep trying. I know that may sound kind of lame, but I would just say keep trying. Keep trying. Yeah. Or Kyle, Roman.
Do you teach willpower? Like the power of willpower? I think if you have the ability to control yourself, and that's the way I was raised. So, is there a teaching for that to help people with suicide?
I think that's certainly helpful, but again, I guess I would reiterate that I think that willpower alone, like I said, we can refrain from acting on it. We can refrain from actually going through with killing ourselves, but we're still going to feel pain, And so I still think there's we need to be able to do something with that pain to get through it. But I understand what you're saying about, holding on. Yeah.
I simply said that willpower I don't think is necessarily the answer. Someone that has diarrhea, you could say, have stronger willpower, and that's not going to prevent what they did.
Okay. Hey, we're talking about it. We're not all going to agree, but we're talking about it. So.
What about in the counseling profession? Because I've been working with my bachelors for a while, and I know some clients are reluctant to talk about the subject because they know the ramifications are possible hospitalization. And as well as those of us in the counseling profession as counselors, who do we talk to if that's the case? Because, we could have ramifications, one for our job or hospitalization as well.
Yeah. Well, I think, there is sometimes, we tend to rush to, oh, we got to hospitalize you, we have to hospitalize you out of fear. We kind of rush, quick, admit it. But even when somebody gets to the hospital, you have to deal with the feelings. I mean, I've shown up in a lot of emergency rooms to help people who are being admitted to the hospital, but at some point you still have to talk to them about it. So I think if we can, again, take a pause and not act in response to, out of our own fear, and just sit with the person for a while, they may not have to be hospitalized. I think we sometimes tend to jump to that quickly, but maybe we can just sit there with them in that moment, and work, and then come up with a contract, as if you're in the counseling profession, a no suicide contract, and bring in the family, and they may not need to go to the hospital. We tend to jump to that right away. So, does that answer your question? Okay.
If you were a teacher in a classroom and you...
Where is that? Okay,
Hello.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to see.
If you're a teacher in a classroom and you thought that maybe one of your students felt suicidal, I want to ask, maybe what would you do about it? And if it did indeed happen, how would you react to it? Because you may have parents come to you and ask about it, or maybe even principal or whatnot. How would you deal with both? How would you deal with both of those?
So question one is, if I thought someone was suicidal, what would I do? And then if they actually went through with it, how would I deal with it?
Correct.
Okay. Well, if I thought someone was suicidal, again, I would do, the uncomfortable thing and reach out and call them in and say, hey, can I talk to you after class? We don't always tend to do that. It's not part of our structure of what we do. But that's what I would do. If there was somebody that I was concerned about, I would take that kind of different path and reach out and say, hey, can I talk to you after class? So as far as the second question, what would I do if it actually occurred? I would hope that I would have done everything in my power to intervene before that. But if it actually occurred, what would I do? I guess I would just want to be there for the other students, for my colleagues, everyone who it's going to affect their family as well. I would want to talk to people about it. I would want to gather up people so that we could all talk about it and grieve together. Because at that point, what else can you do besides grieve? But that's what I would want to do, is open up the lines of communication and, do something to bring people together so that we could all talk about it. Yes. Kyle, sorry. Okay, and then Dr. Carroll after. Okay.
I know you had us entertain the thought earlier on that suicide's not a disorder, or thoughts of suicide are not a disorder, because we all commonly think about it.
Yeah.
At what point does it become a disorder? At 2 times we think about it, 3. You know what I mean? That's just a question I kind of.
At what point does it become a disorder? Okay. Well, I have some unconventional thoughts, I have to be honest with you, about the whole concept of disorder. Disorder, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual in Psychiatry, which is what's used to classify disorders, is really just a way of classifying human behavior. I mean, if you look back, the first Diagnostic and Statistical Manual was published in 1952, and at that point there were only 60 disorders, and the most recent one, which came out in 2000, has, I think it's about 159. So as you can see, what's called a disorder changes over time. So I think, I'm unconventional. Even though I am a psychologist, I'm unconventional in that I really don't like the word disorder, because I think it's helpful to classify human experience. I think I've found that clients do appreciate having a label put on them sometimes to help them see that other people are experiencing this as well. But I think it's also to remember that anything that's a disorder is just capturing aspects of human experience that we all go through, and maybe it's just a matter of degree. So